Inflammation in the body is said to be the cause of many unwanted symptoms and health issues. So if you're feeling a bit sluggish and gaining weight, listen up. Today we are talking about all the different things that can cause inflammation and what you need to be eating right now to start feeling better. Joining me today is Dr. McCaffrey with the McCaffrey Family Health Center. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, thank you.
Good. So some of these dietary and environmental things that can cause inflammation, what are they?
You know, the biggest things, I mean, from your diet, you're looking at sugars and the wrong fats. There are good fats and bad fats. The omega-3 fats are your good fats. The omega-6s and 9s, those kind of be the bad fats. So things you would get out of anything that's hydrogenated, margarines. When you look at a lot of candies and things, when you flip them over, it'll say partially hydrogenated soybean oil or something like that. They've done a chemical processing to it that then makes that no longer a good fat for you. It makes you inflame.
So if we see something that says hydrogenated,
avoid it like the plague.
Stay away from it. So in other words, you're saying all the stuff that tastes good for us.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how it works.
So what does inflammation do to our bodies? What effect does it have?
You know, the big key is we always call it FARSP. You suffer from FARSP. It's fever, redness, pain, swelling, and then aberrant motion or stiffness. So if you have anybody that has stiff, sore, achy joints, that's inflammation. If you ever notice a redness or raised a hive or anything like that, that's inflammation. If you get a fever or you have pain anywhere in the body, those are all inflammatory processes. And the problem you have is that they're linked to all the major diseases. Cancer, you'll see it in strokes, you'll see it in heart attacks, you'll see it in diabetes. Inflammation is a major player in all of those conditions.
Is there a way to find out if we have inflammation in our bodies? Like, is there a test we can do?
You know, in our practice, we run a couple of them. We do a palpation exam, a touch-based exam that kind of tells you where the body's in trouble, but the gold standard for us is we do a 24-hour urinalysis, and that urine test will tell you where the body's struggling and not struggling. There's a few blood tests as well. They can do a C-reactive protein or something of that nature to kind of pick out that the body's inflamed and really struggling.
So let's talk about the things we should be eating. You talked about the stuff we shouldn't be eating. What should we be putting into our bodies?
You know, you want to keep it balanced, and that's the big key. You need fat, but you want it to be good fat. Things you get from nuts, things you find in seeds, fish, cold water especially are great sources of good fat. There are a few plants, you'll see flaxseed and things like that, coconut oil, those are excellent. Try to keep the sugars down. Things that are, you know, the dark leafy greens, protein even, as long as they're all in moderation, do very, very well.
And we're showing nuts and berries and vegetables and stuff like that right now. Should we be staying away from meat?
No, in my opinion, no. I think we need it. I think it's very, very important for the body, but there's a difference. When you look at an organic, if we look at beef, organic beef is relatively anti-inflammatory. Non-organic beef, feedlot-fed animals that are fed a lot of corn and things of that nature, they tend to have the wrong kind of fat in them, and so they can be more inflammatory.
Okay, so organic obviously costing more.
A little bit more, it does.
Worth it. If we start eating right now, how long will it take before we started to see a reduction in inflammation?
You know, if you can get your diet balanced, and the key is balancing each individual. Some people handle fat real well, some don't. Some handle protein, some don't. And the same thing goes with carbohydrates. So that's why that urine test is so important, because it tells you which food group is bothering you the most. And once you know which one it is, if you can digest that food better, tweak the diet around that particular food group, you can see a change inside 2 to 3 weeks. Anything
else we can do to reduce the inflammation, like exercise?
Yeah, you can. Exercise helps quite a bit because it helps the body pump things off. Water is really important. You have to drink it because that's how the body flushes things out. So make sure you're getting enough water, you're getting a lot of rest and sleep, because that's also anti-inflammatory. And a good diet, and you're in great shape.
Yeah, easier said than done.
Yes.
Doc, as always, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We'll see you again next week.